I recently traveled to Eau Claire, Wisconsin to witness a day-long tent revival filled with politics and voter mobilization. While there, I met a man named Lance Wallnau, an influential leader in the charismatic Christian movement, and he's an unapologetic supporter of former President Trump.
So what I watched today, was that about spiritual revival or political activism?
That's a good question. That's a combination platter. It's about spiritual activism.
Explain how that works or doesn't work in the political sphere in the context of this upcoming election.
Well, okay. Christians have as much at stake as anybody else in terms of what goes on within America. They probably make up a large part of the Republican voting party, like 30 million probably voters, so it's a significant chunk. Their concerns are pretty much the same as other Americans' concerns. They're concerned about schools, about crime, about drugs, about the border, about the future, about the economy. The difference is, I think, that they became more politically awakened during 2016. You'll start to see the conservative Christian movement beginning to express a kind of apocalyptic anxiety about the future. That anxiety didn't get any easier from COVID till today. So there's a real worry that there's a spiritual decline happening in America. And from their perspective, the geopolitical world is also a spiritual world, and culture is as much a byproduct of the health of its society. And the Christians play a role in being able to maintain a healthy kind of a civil discourse. When you're watching the country veer in the direction it's been going in the last couple of years, it just creates an even greater sense of we better get involved. We better at least let our own influence be felt, or perhaps we're going to end up becoming a persecuted people, something which we weren't before. Rather than just being part of American culture, we'll be vilified. And a lot of that's been happening, I'm afraid, in media, probably because of politics. Probably the moment that which is the concern a lot of Christian preachers have had, that, gee, if you ever get involved politically, well, then you end up making enemies that you didn't have before, and then you end up becoming a persecuted political class. And there's a little bit of that concern, too.